Ladies and gentlemen, those who dare to dream and those who hunger to conquer life, let me ask you a question. Not a question for your mind, but a question for your soul. Have you ever felt deep within your being that you were meant for something greater? Have you ever heard, perhaps in the silent hours of the night, a voice whispering, "You are destined for more. Rise." If you have, then, you are already one of the chosen. You have within you a seed of greatness, a fire that refuses to die, a force that, if awakened, will shake the very foundations of your life. But listen to me now, and listen carefully. That greatness will remain buried until you dare to speak it into existence. The world you see around you, every towering skyscraper, every invention, every empire, every fortune, they were once nothing but invisible thoughts trapped inside the mind of a man or woman. Until one day, someone had the courage to step forward and declare it, to breathe life into it with words of unstoppable conviction. Yes, words are the breath of creation. They're not idle sounds. They are commands issued to the universe. When spoken with faith, they move mountains. When whispered with doubt, they wither and die. You see, my friends, history has been shaped not by weapons, not by armies, but by words. With words, nations have risen. With words, revolutions have ignited. With words, ordinary men have transformed themselves into legends. And here's the untold truth that 99.9% of men never realize. You hold that same power. Right now. In this very moment, you do not need permission. You do not need a title. You do not need the world to approve. All you need is the courage to declare your destiny. Because the mind, my friends, is obedient. It does not question your commands. It will follow whatever words you speak, whether they be of triumph or of surrender. Therefore, I ask you, what words are you speaking over your life today? What sentences are you engraving into the walls of your future? Are you building monuments of greatness or tombstones of regret? Because hear me now. Every word you utter is a prophecy. Every declaration you make is a contract with your future. If you say I can't, you are right. If you say I will, you are right. If you say I am not enough, your mind will agree, and your life will prove you correct. But if you rise and say, I was born for greatness, I will not be denied, then every fiber of your being will conspire to make it so. And so today, I am here, not merely to speak to your ears. I am here to awaken your soul, to ignite that fire you have long tried to silence, to summon the champion that still breathes inside you, waiting, aching for permission to rise. I tell you now, you are not powerless. You are not trapped. You are not broken. You are a creator. You are a force of nature. You are a miracle in motion. And the only thing standing between you and the life you were born to live is the words you choose to speak right here, right now. In the next moments together, I will reveal to you the secret, the kind of words that 99.9% of men cannot resist, the kind of words that unlock destinies, the kind of words that call forth victory from the ashes of defeat. Get ready, steel your mind. Open your heart, because today you will reclaim the power to command your future. Now that you are awake, now that your soul is stirring, let me reveal to you the first secret of all success. It is this. Everything begins with a burning desire. Desire is the starting point of all greatness. It is the seed from which every achievement grows. Without it, nothing moves, nothing changes, nothing is created. You see, desire is not a wish. It is not a fleeting hope. It is not a polite thought whispered in the darkness. No desire is a fire. It is a raging, relentless, roaring fire within the heart of a man. It is a voice that says, I will not be denied. I will not quit. I will not accept anything less than the fullness of my dreams. As Napoleon Hill wrote in Think and Grow Rich, every human being who reaches the age of understanding of the purpose of money wishes for it. But wishing will not bring riches. To wish is easy. To dream is simple. But to desire to truly desire demands everything. It demands your focus. It demands your energy. It demands that you marry thought with action. There is a secret hidden in plain sight, my friends. Listen closely. The universe does not respond to lukewarm intentions. It responds to burning desires that refuse to be extinguished. When you declare what you want with every fiber of your being, the heavens move, the earth shifts. Opportunities you never saw before begin to appear. It is not luck, it is not chance. It is the law of life, responding to the clarity and force of your desire. Now I ask you, what do you truly desire? Not what you think you can get, not what others say you should want, not what is safe, not what is easy. What do you truly desire with your heart blazing and your soul on fire? Is it wealth? Is it freedom? Is it power? Is it love? Is it to leave a mark upon this world so bold that time itself cannot erase it? Because until you name your desire, until you claim your desire, until you breathe life into your desire through your words and your deeds, you will wander the earth like a ship without a rudder, tossed by every wind, swayed by every storm, never reaching the shores of your destiny. But once you decide, once you dare to speak your desire aloud with conviction, with fire, with certainty, the world must make way. Listen to me carefully now. There's a voice inside you that has been silenced for too long. It is the voice that once said, "I was born for more. I will not settle. I will not live this one precious life in chains." That voice is waiting for you to wake it up with the spark of desire. Not tomorrow, not someday, but now, right now. So I challenge you in this very moment. Speak it, declare it, breathe it into life. Say it with me. I desire to live my greatest life. I desire to fulfill my highest purpose. I desire to conquer every obstacle that stands in my way, and know this. Once your desire is burning hot enough, nothing and no one can stand against you. Not fear, not failure, not time, not even the ghosts of your past. Because a man on fire cannot be stopped. And so I ask you again, with all the seriousness of life itself, what do you desire? Find it, feel it, declare it. Because the world is waiting for the man whose soul is ablaze with desire. Now that your desire is burning inside you like an unquenchable fire, you must take the next step. You must harness that fire. You must give it direction. You must forge it into a weapon so powerful that no obstacle can withstand it. And that weapon is called definiteness of purpose. Napoleon Hill declared it clearly. There is one quality which one must possess to win. That is definiteness of purpose. The knowledge of what one wants and a burning desire to possess it. Let me tell you the truth. A man without a definite purpose is like a ship without a rudder. He may move, he may drift, but he will never arrive at any worthwhile destination. The winds of life will toss him. The waves of fear will batter him. The storms of circumstance will sink him. But the man with a clear, definite purpose, he is unstoppable. He is a force of nature. He is a conqueror of mountains and master of oceans because he knows where he is going, and he refuses to be denied. History is filled with examples. Andrew Carnegie knew he would build an empire of steel. He set his mind, body and spirit to that aim, and he achieved it. Thomas Edison knew he would bring light to the world. Thousands of failures could not turn him away from that purpose. Henry Ford knew he would put the world on wheels. He ignored the doubters, he laughed at the critics, and he moved forward with unshakable determination. Each of these men had this one thing in common. They decided, they declared, they acted, and nothing could stop them. Now listen carefully. The universe itself bends to the man who knows exactly what he wants. Opportunities that others cannot even see will appear before him. Allies that others cannot even imagine will come to his aid. Resources he never thought possible will flow into his hands because nature abhors a vacuum. When you declare a definite purpose and pursue it with unwavering faith, life itself moves to fill the gap between where you are and where you have decided to go. But you must decide, you must be clear, you must be specific. It is not enough to say, "I want to be successful." That is a vague wish. It has no teeth, it has no power. You must say, "I will become the leading architect in my city within 5 years. I will earn $100,000 by December 31st. I will write and publish my first book within 12 months. Clear, specific, definite, because clarity is power, and power belongs to those who know exactly what they are building. So I ask you now, what is your definite purpose? Not what is easy, not what is safe, not what is convenient. What is the one thing that if you achieved it, if you lived, it would make your life a masterpiece? Find it, name it, write it down, speak it aloud. Because the moment you do, the moment you commit, without hesitation, without retreat, without excuse, you become unstoppable. The winds may howl, the rains may fall, the storms may rage, but you will not be moved. Because a man with a definite purpose is a man who cannot be defeated. And so once more, I challenge you, declare your purpose, speak it with power, engrave it upon your mind, breathe it into your soul, because your purpose is not just a goal, it is your life's call. It is your reason for being. It is the very song your heart was born to sing. Sing it boldly. Sing it now. The world is waiting for your music. Now that you have named your desire, now that you have forged your definite purpose, there remains one final force you must summon, a force more powerful than talent, more powerful than education, more powerful even than experience. That force is called faith. Faith is not blind hope. Faith is not weak. Wishing faith is the inner knowing that what you have declared, what you have set your heart upon, already exists in the unseen realms and is moving toward you with irresistible power. Napoleon Hill wrote it plainly in Think and Grow Rich. Faith is the eternal elixir which gives life power and action to the impulse of thought. Without faith, your words are empty. Without faith, your dreams are shadows. But with faith, your words become commands. Your dreams become certainties. Your destiny becomes inevitable. Faith is the oxygen that your desire must breathe. Faith is the blood that your purpose must flow with. Faith is the fire that your actions must burn with. And listen to me now, because this is a truth. Few understand, faith without emotion is powerless. Words that move, men are words that come drenched in emotion. It is not enough to say, I will succeed in a whisper. It is not enough to murmur your dreams under your breath. You must say it like you mean it. You must say it with feeling so fierce that your entire being vibrates with certainty. When you declare your purpose, your voice must carry the weight of a man who has seen the promised land and refuses to die before reaching it. Because words are not magic in themselves, it is the emotion behind them. It is the conviction within them. It is the fire that bursts forth from your heart when you speak. The world is not moved by empty sounds. The world is moved by living words spoken by men whose souls are on fire. Think of every speech that has changed history. Think of every leader who rallied nations. It was not perfect grammar. It was not polished phrases. It was raw, burning, undeniable emotion. The kind of emotion that says, I will not back down. I will not be broken. I will not be denied. Faith is a force. Emotion is the carrier. Together they are unstoppable. Now I ask you, when you speak of your dreams, do you feel your heart pound? Do you feel your blood race? Do you feel the earth tremble beneath your words? If not, you have not yet caught fire, but you can, and you must, because until you do, your words will be seeds cast on barren ground. But once you do, your words will become living things, weapons of destiny, arrows of purpose, torches that light your way through any darkness. So today, speak with faith, speak with fire, speak with the emotion of a man who knows beyond all doubt that the future belongs to him. And remember this eternal law: words spoken with faith and emotion have the power to bend reality to your will. This is the soul of all success. This is the breath of all achievement. This is the living force that no man, no obstacle, no storm can ever resist. Now, my friends, you have desire, you have purpose, you have faith burning inside you. But how do you communicate that fire? How do you speak so that men listen? How do you move others? Not just with words, but with the very force of your soul. There is a formula, a secret, a method that the greatest leaders, the greatest builders of history have used, and today you will know it. The formula of irresistible words has 4 pillars. First, your words must be clear. Clarity is power. If you are vague, you are weak. If you are clear, you are unstoppable. When you speak, every man must understand exactly what you mean, exactly where you stand, exactly where you are going. No guessing, no confusion, no room for doubt. Clarity cuts through the fog like a blade. Speak clearly, speak simply, speak directly. Second, your words must be charged with emotion, not cold, not mechanical, not rehearsed but living, breathing, burning. When you speak, your heart must be in your voice, your spirit must be in your tone, your passion must leap from every syllable, because men do not follow facts, they follow feelings, they follow fire. Third, your words must be spoken with absolute faith, no hesitation, no apology, No retreat. Speak as a man who knows, not a man who hopes. When you declare your dreams, your voice must carry the certainty of sunrise, the certainty of the ocean tide, the certainty of mountains standing firm against the winds of time, because certainty is contagious. When you believe in your words with unshakable faith, others will believe too. Fourth, your words must challenge the mind and spirit of others. Men do not rise because you flatter them. Men rise because you challenge them. You must call out to the greatness sleeping inside them. You must dare them to become more than they are. You must awaken their pride, their courage, their highest vision of themselves. Ask them powerful questions. Questions like, what would you attempt if you knew you could not fail? How long will you wait before you demand the life you deserve? Will you die with your song still unsung? Challenge them, dare them, push them, because deep down, every man hungers to be called to something greater. And when you speak words that are clear, words that are burning with emotion, words that are drenched in faith, words that challenge the soul, you become irresistible. Men will lean in to listen. Men will rise to follow. Men will change their lives because of what you have spoken. This is the true power of words. It is not about sounding clever. It is not about impressing with fancy phrases. It is about speaking from the fire within you and lighting a fire within them. Now, remember this: clear, emotional, faith-filled, challenging. This is the formula. This is the way to speak, so that 99.9% of men cannot resist. Master it, practice it, live it. Because a man who can speak with this power holds the keys to the hearts of men and the doors to his own destiny. Now you know how to speak with clarity, with fire, with faith, with the challenge that stirs the human heart. But there is still one more ingredient, one more magic that must be woven into your words if you wish to build something that endures. That magic is called persistence. Let me be clear, every man can be excited for a moment. Every man can be stirred to action for a day, but very few men remain burning. Day after day, week after week, year after year. It is not enough to inspire a flash of passion. You must ignite a flame that will never go out. Persistence is the difference between those who dream and those who achieve. Persistence is the force that makes mountains move. Persistence is the spirit that refuses to accept defeat. Persistence is the voice that says, I will not quit, I will not surrender, I will see it through to the end. And here's the truth. Your words must carry the spirit of persistence. Your words must not only lift men up, they must keep them moving. When the road gets hard, when the nights grow dark, when the storms rage and the winds howl. Because the test is not whether you can start. The test is whether you can continue. The test is whether you can endure. The test is whether you can outlast the fear, the doubt, the failures, the pain. Persistence is power. Persistence is invincibility. Napoleon Hill taught us persistence is to the character of man as carbon is to steel. Without persistence, all strength is brittle. With persistence, even the weakest man becomes unbreakable. So how do you speak words of persistence? You repeat the truth again and again, like the steady beating of a drum in the heart of battle. You say, you may fall, but you will rise. You may fail, but you will fight again. You may grow weary, but you will never quit. You speak not only to the ambition of a man, you speak to his endurance. You speak to the warrior within him, the warrior who knows that victory belongs not to the swift, but to the relentless. Repeat the call, repeat the vision, repeat the purpose. Because repetition is the mother of mastery. Because persistence in speech creates persistence in spirit. You remind him that greatness is not built in a day. It is carved out of months and years of steady, unyielding action. You remind him that setbacks are not signals to stop, they are signals to push harder. You remind him that the man who endures is the man who wins. So when you speak, let your words carry the unshakable rhythm of persistence. Let your words say, you can be delayed, but you will not be denied. You can be wounded, but you will not be defeated. You can be slowed, but you will never stop. Because the world yields not to the man who tries once, but to the man who tries until he succeeds, until he breaks through, until he stands atop the mountain he was born to conquer. Remember this, the race is not always to the fastest. The battle is not always to the strongest. Victory belongs to the man who refuses to quit. Be that man and speak as that man. Persistence is your magic. Persistence is your weapon. Persistence is your destiny. Never quit. Never surrender. Never stop until the dream you spoke becomes the life you live. Words are powerful. Desire is powerful. Purpose is powerful. Faith is powerful. Persistence is powerful. But sometimes to truly believe in these truths, we must see them living in the lives of real men. Real stories, real victories. Let me tell you about men who heard the call, who spoke their dreams, who declared their destinies, and who refused to be denied. Their lives are living proof that this philosophy is not theory, it is reality. First, let me tell you about Edwin C. Barnes was not a man of wealth. He was not a man of connections. He was not a man of influence. But he had a burning desire. He made up his mind that he would become the business partner of the great inventor, Thomas Edison. Not an employee, not a salesman, a partner. Others laughed. They said he was foolish. They said it was impossible. But Barnes did not care. He declared it. He believed it. He acted upon it. He traveled to where Edison lived. He presented himself with nothing but determination in his eyes. And though Edison saw nothing impressive about Barnes that day, he saw in his face a spark of something rare: persistence, faith, purpose. Barnes started working in the offices of Edison, doing the most menial tasks. But in his heart, he repeated the words, "I am a partner of Edison," day after day, year after year. Until one day, the opportunity came. A new invention needed a champion to sell it to the world. Others hesitated. Barnes stepped forward. He seized his chance. He sold the invention like wildfire. And in time, Edison made him exactly what he had declared himself to be: a partner. All because of words spoken with faith and a life lived with persistence. Now listen to the story of Charles M. Schwab. Schwab started as a humble worker in the steel mills. But he spoke like a man destined for greatness. He did not beg for opportunity. He commanded it with his spirit. Andrew Carnegie noticed him, not because Schwab had the finest education, not because he came from wealth, but because Schwab spoke and acted with clarity, ambition, and magnetic enthusiasm. Schwab eventually became the president of Carnegie Steel Company. At a time when few believed such meteoric rise was possible, his words, his confidence, his undeniable energy moved the giants of industry, and he left a legacy still remembered today. Finally, think of Henry Ford. Ford was not a polished speaker. He was not a scholar of books. He was a man of definite purpose. He declared boldly that he would build an automobile affordable to every working man. When the world laughed at him, when engineers told him it was impossible, Ford did not waver. He repeated his vision. He refused to back down. He kept building, testing, failing, and starting again. And because he persisted, because he believed, because he spoke his dream aloud and never stopped, he changed the world forever. What did these men have in common? They were not born into privilege. They were not handed success. They created it. They spoke it. They lived it. Their stories are not accidents. They are demonstrations of eternal principles. And if they could do it, so can you. You have the same power within you. You have the same tools. You have the same potential. The only question is, will you speak your dream with such faith, such fire, such persistence, that the world will have no choice but to bow before it? It is not a matter of if, it is only a matter of when. When you decide, when you declare, when you move, your story will be told too. The next legend is waiting to be written. Will it be yours? Now you have heard the truth. You have seen it living in the lives of great men. You have felt the fire stirring in your own heart. But knowledge without action is nothing. Belief without motion is wasted. Now is the time. Now is the moment. Now is when you move. You must not only think it. You must not only feel it. You must speak it into existence. Because when you speak, you breathe life into your dreams. You give your thoughts form. You give your visions flesh. You give your destiny voice. Let me be clear, it is not enough to whisper your hopes in the dark. You must stand tall. You must speak loud. You must speak boldly. You must say with all your heart, I will achieve my purpose. I will conquer my fears. I will build my dream. I will not be denied. Say it until your mind believes it. Say it until your heart pounds with it. Say it until the world feels the force of your words. Speak as if your life depends on it. Because it does, speak with the certainty of a man who knows his success is inevitable. Speak with the passion of a soul who refuses to live one more day in chains. Speak with the fire of a conqueror who will not stop until he stands victorious. And when doubt comes, and it will come, you answer it with your words. You say, I am not my fear. I am not my failures. I am not my past. You say, I am strength. I am purpose. I am destiny in motion. And when others laugh, when others doubt, when others shrink back, you rise. You say, my dream is not for sale. My purpose is not negotiable. My destiny is not up for debate. Because the man who speaks his future with faith and fire is the man who will see it come to pass. This is not theory. This is law. Speak it, believe it, conquer it. The world belongs to the bold. The future belongs to the faithful. Victory belongs to those who dare to speak it first. So I challenge you right now. Wherever you are, stand up, raise your head, raise your voice and declare, I was born for greatness. I claim my destiny. I will not be denied. I speak my miracle into existence starting today. Starting now, say it, feel it, live it. And when you do, you will unleash forces greater than you have ever known. For the world cannot resist a man who speaks with the voice of faith, the voice of fire, the voice of destiny. Now we come to the final truth. The truth you must never forget. The truth that will guide you from this day until the last breath you draw. The truth is this: your words shape your destiny. Every word you speak is a seed planted in the soil of your future. A seed that will grow into either greatness or regret. You are not a prisoner of your past. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are not a leaf blown by the winds of chance. You are the master of your fate. You are the captain of your soul, and your words are the sails that catch the winds of destiny. Speak words of faith, and you will walk the path of miracles. Speak words of power, and you will command respect, opportunities, and victory. Speak words of persistence, and you will outlast every obstacle that dares to rise against you. But speak words of doubt, and you will chain yourself to mediocrity. Speak words of fear, and you will invite defeat into your life. The choice is yours. Every day, every hour, every moment, you are speaking your future into existence. Do not take this lightly. The words you speak in private, the words you whisper to yourself when no one else is listening, are the words that build the world you will one day live in. So I challenge you today, speak only what you want to live. Speak only what you want to experience. Speak only what you want to become. Declare victory even when you see defeat. Declare strength even when you feel weakness. Declare destiny even when you walk through darkness. Because faith is not believing when it is easy. Faith is believing when it is hardest. Words are not magic spells. Words are forces that shape your mind, your emotions, your actions, your habits, your life. Choose them wisely, speak them boldly, guard them fiercely, and never forget. You do not need the world's permission to rise. You do not need anyone's approval to succeed. You do not need perfect circumstances to begin. You need only this: the courage to speak your destiny into life. Say it now. I am not a prisoner. I am not a victim. I am a creator. I am a force. I am a living miracle in motion. My dreams are not fantasies. They are my future reality. My words are the architects of my destiny. And as you speak, so shall you become. As you declare, so shall you create. As you believe, so shall you conquer. The world is waiting for the sound of your voice. The world is waiting for the power of your purpose. The world is waiting for the miracle that is you. Step forward. Speak boldly, live fully. Because the future belongs to the man who dares to speak it first. And that man, my friend, is you.